Hi everybody, so my client's back and it's finally time to do a redesign. So first I'm just going to take this very long tapered thin drill bit. I'm just going to carve out a French smile line. I'm gonna have to do that very carefully, so I'm just gonna cut right through it. And I'm gonna try and cut it as deep as possible without cutting into her natural nails. So I have to be really careful, and I have to be really careful not to mess up the smile line. So I'm just gonna take my time and just carefully carve out that new smile line. So she needs a redesign because her nails are growing downward, and this is the fourth time that she's back in my salon with this same blue purple French that she's got on, and it's grown out this much. I really can't use it anymore, so I really have to take it off. And of course, just make sure that the nails don't grow downward anymore. Just so I have to completely change up what she's got right now. So her index finger is the worst of all. It really goes downward, very badly. Um, so I'm going to add a lot of product on top, and I'm going to take away a lot of product on the underside of the nail. But yeah, you'll see how I do that in a bit. So now I've grabbed my normal bit and I'm just going to carve out the rest of the smile line. So I've only used the small tapered drill bit just to carve out that line very carefully, and I'm just going to take away the bulk of the product. So like I said, I'm gonna take away a lot of product underneath the nail, but I'm gonna do that after I've applied the new product. um so I'm just going to leave a little bit of product on there because it's just too thin to take away everything, and I'm probably gonna take most of it underneath anyway. Um, yeah, so it's just a delicate process. I want to take away as much of the glitter as I can, but I don't want to break it because then I would have to use nail forms again, and I really don't have to because I already have this platform to work on. It will just take a lot more work to do that. This is just way easier like this. And the nail bed is still good, so why take away that product when it's still good, and it's all the same color. It's all transparent pink by CareforNailz, like the builder gel, and it's the same color as the acrylic gel dark pink. So I really don't want to waste that product and take it all off. There's no need for me to do that at all. So I've repeated the same process on all of our nails. Right now I'm just going to make sure that smile line is nice and crisp. So I'm just going to go around the edges with my 180 grit nail file. Yes, just make sure that everything is on point when I start to apply some color. And by leaving it on, I don't have to build a new nail bed, which saves a lot of time, and a lot of product. So it was just the best for me to leave it on. Yeah. So now it's time to remove the cuticle tissue off her nail plate. And with this client, I usually work by hand, removing the tissue. And like I've explained in other videos, cuticle tissue is the dead skin on top of the nail plate, and you really need to remove that. If you don't, you're going to get lifting. So this is a manicure pusher by Stylex. Yeah, I love this. It's very easy to take off the cuticle tissue. You can feel the tissue with this scraper really good, because the tissue will feel like rubbery and the nail plate itself will feel smooth and hard. So that way you'll know that it's all gone, that it's all off of the nail plate. Just have to be very meticulous in removing it. You have to be really sure that you've got it all, especially in those corners where I'm at right now. It really needs to be gone. And the beauty with this thing is you don't have to apply a lot of pressure to take it off. Well, our cuticle tissue is stuck on there pretty good, but still it comes off really easy, and this will not damage the nail plate. And you really don't have to damage the nail plate. A nail plate by its own is coarse. A nail plate isn't smooth and shiny. Oils from your skin and hair will make it, and maybe food will make it appear smooth and shiny, but a nail is coarse if you look at it under a microscope. But some clients need a little bit more of a buffing or whatever to make sure that the product adheres really well. So when they need that, I will take out that little round nail bit and just remove the cuticle tissue with my e-file. But with her, it's not necessary. She does really well with just removing the cuticle tissue manually, like so. But filing on top of a nail with, let's say, a 180 grit or a sanding band or whatever, it's not necessary. It's really not. It's all about removing the cuticle tissue and making sure that you really scrub the nail plate with a proper product to get rid of all of that dirt and oils and everything else that's accumulated on top of the nail. And once that's gone, products these days are really good at adhering to the nail plate. You won't have any issues with lifting. But it also depends on what product that you choose. Not every product is suitable for every nail, so that could be an issue too. If you apply like an acrylic on top of a soft nail, it's most likely to get lifting because they don't work as well together. And same goes for a hard nail plate with a soft nail coating. Most of the time that won't last very well either. So yeah, sometimes you really have to search for what product goes well with what type of a nail. Soft nail plate, choose a soft nail product. Hard nail plate, choose a hard nail product. Sometimes you just have to search a little bit and make sure your prep is on point. And that's basically the reason why I offer all services in my salon, except for a gel X or whatever. I offer a gel polish, biap, acrylic gel, hard gel, and acrylic. And sometimes it is a bit of a search when I get new clients in and they're wearing, I don't know, let's say acrylic. I always warn them, like, we may have to switch up systems because my products are different. I work differently, so it could be that you'll get lifting, but no problem. We'll just look for the proper product that goes best with your nail type, and usually I get it right like the second time. If issues occur with new clients, because most of the time they just want to go and wear the same product that they've been wearing. But like I said, it's not always that easy. So I've already applied my rubber-based gel clear on top of the nail bed. I didn't apply it on top of the free edge, and right now I'm going in with my acrylic gel dark pink and I'm using a fairly large bead because I have to apply more on top of the nail bed because her nails were growing downward and I want them straight out again. So I will have to build that wall up and use more product to get a straight nail, because I will later on I'm going to remove the extra product underneath the nail. So right now I'm pulling the product forward and make sure that I can build up that wall. So I'm looking at it from the side right now to make sure that I'm already building in that apex while pulling the product forward and just getting a new nice smile line on top of the product that I've already got. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and crispen up that smile line using my 180 grit nail file. And like I said, her index finger needs a little bit more work because it's growing downward like really badly. So I've built up that wall way higher than I did the other walls, but I will show you in a second from the side. So let's look at it from the side, and this is what's going to happen. You can see how much nail I'm going to have to get rid of. So I can see right now that that nail bed is at the right height. And that's done. So let's go in with my paint gel white. And let's make sure that I've got a really, really crisp smile line. And that will make it look so much better than just pushing the glitters straight onto it. You can use whatever color you'd like. You know, let your creative juices flow and see what you come up with, because you know that little line can do so much in a nail design, you know, and yeah, it can really make it pop in whatever way you'd like. And it's thin, but believe me, it's going to show. So now I'm grabbing my Builder Gel Clear. I'm just going to take out a scoop of clear. Just get it onto my mixing pad here. I'm almost out of pages. But I really love those little squares. They're just so easy and handy to use. Just apply some gel or whatever and just throw it away when you're done, so you don't have to do any cleanup, because I really don't like touching gel or cleaning up gel because it's so sticky. Like I really had to get used to it. When I first started working with gel, I just really disliked how sticky it is. Oh my god. I was I was an acrylic girl like all the way. So my first introduction with gel was like terrible. I really didn't understand how anybody could choose to work with gels, but do have to say I kind of fell in love with the product along the way. Yeah, so just mixing in those lovely, gorgeous blue, pinkish, white, golden yellow glitters. Really, really pretty. Just gonna get it on there. And when I started to apply this, she was looking at her nails and she was like, oh, I actually kind of love the blue underneath. Um, so she was like, just leave it. But I really have to get in there with my e-file later on to make sure that the nails are straight. And I'm going to file them straight out, which will make the edges underneath of their nail really wide and thick. Yeah, so I really need to go in with my e-file, unfortunately. But I did understand that why she liked it. It looked really pretty, yeah. But so I've got that fully covered and it's not cured yet. So I'm just going to press in these very small iridescent pink glitters. Just press it in the tip of the nail and nothing more. And once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to go ahead and give that a full cure. So I didn't record that part, but I've already got some clear builder gel on top of the free edge on her index finger, so it's already thicker than the other nails. And she asked if I could apply some blue so that maybe, it will get the same vibe as the other nails. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna get rid of most of the blue, but I'm just gonna put it on there and see how that turns out. That's what she requested, and we'll see. We'll see. So that's all done. I'm gonna go in with my Builder Gel Clear and just encapsulate the free edge. Yeah, and then give it a full cure, and then it's finally time to do some filing and shaping. And as always, I'm going to use my hand file first to do some basic shaping. I'm using the 100 grid right now because the nail is pretty thick. Because, like I said, I'm gonna apply more product on top so that I can file the extra product away underneath the nail. So it's pretty thick, so I'm using a pretty coarse file to get rid of all that excess. And now I'm going to file underneath, making sure that I'm coming straight out of the side wall. I want those lower arches nice and straight coming out of that side wall. And as you can see, I had a lot more filing to do on this nail, and I'm really trying to support the nail with my fingers because I'm applying a lot of pressure, getting rid of all that extra product underneath the nail to make sure that the nail is straight again. Yeah, so done with that, grabbing my e-file, I'm just going to do some shaping on top. It may seem like a lot, but there's not a lot of filing to do on top. They are pretty good. Most of the filing is underneath the nail. So once I'm done with everything on top, I will grab another bit and get rid of all that extra product underneath the nail. So I'm just going to do the basic shaping with my e-file, and when I'm done with that, I'm going to grab the hand file and give it, a little bit of more filing on top to make sure that it's all just exactly the way that I like. It's pretty hard to do that with an e-file. It's much easier to do the last bit of shaping with your hand file. And of course, a little bit of buffing because, all that's left. Next is maybe a little bit of painting and top coat. So that's done. Let's give it a good scrub, just a dry scrub. And let's get rid of that extra product underneath her nail. So, I really think that most of the blue is going to be gone. I do think that there are going to be a little bit of some blue spotches left underneath the nail. It is what it is. I tried to get rid of it all, but it's fine. It doesn't really bother my client, and at least it's on all of her nails. So, yeah, I really tried my best to get rid of everything, but yeah, just a few blue spotches. So now I'm getting that C curve back in. It's really important to get that C curve. It determines the strength of the nail a lot, and it's aesthetically pleasing to see, of course. And it feels a lot better than just a thick block of nail product. So I'm just carefully carving that out, as you can see. Just being really gentle because I want a thin nail, but I don't want the nail to break. Yeah, so that basically. And also I'm trying to get the transition from her natural nail to the artificial nail as smooth as I can. Because I know from experience that it feels really weird if that has a weird transition. And yeah, so the same thing for the other nails. I'm just going to take away as much as I can, get that C curve back in, trying to get rid of as much blue as I can. And yes, I know I could have just clipped off the nail and built it from scratch, but it would have cost me a lot of more time to do that, a lot more product. It would be more expensive for my client, and yeah, so this is us meeting each other halfway and still getting the desired look with the minimum effort. But I do give my client the choices, and I am always honest in what they are going to get and how the end result will look, and then it's up to them what they want and what they choose. But yeah, she's fine with this. She isn't bothered with a little bit of blue underneath her nail. So it's all good to me. Later on, I did top coat underneath her nails because it will feel a little bit coarse, and I'm filing away so much product that I'm already hitting the new glitters. And if you were not top coat underneath, sooner or later some of those coarse glitters will flake off and maybe even cause some breakage because of that. So yeah, I always do top coat underneath after I filed underneath. So we decided to add some cute little leaves. Um, yeah, just to give it a little something extra, but nothing much, nothing too much, just a little bit. And here are her nails. I'm really happy how they turned out. I think they look really, really pretty. Yeah, so yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've liked this video. And I wish you all a very good day. Goodbye.